This is Keith, and let me say welcome to Travel Boss. And like I've always said, last 2 weeks, welcome to Travel Boss. And that's wherever you are in the world. You may be in a sunny climate, you may be in a cold climate, you may be in a rainy climate, but welcome on to Travel Boss. And again, my name is Keith. And if you've been watching our segment, particularly the one last week, we addressed the issue of travel and being properly documented or prepare effectively before we travel. All right. And we talked about the right documentation, things like passports and things like, seeing if it's expired and so many other things that we can look into as far as preparation. But this week, we are going to be addressing some other important matters as it relates to travel. So by now, if you've been watching, we really want to really kind of bring about an awareness around travel, because travel encompasses so many different areas and different things. Migrants and folks who are coming to the U.S., folks who maybe might leave and look to, retire at a particular location, trying to figure out how do we navigate ourselves. Some looking to do a lot of vacationing. We have the baby boomers now, and a lot of them don't plan to stay home and look at the stars. They plan to go out and travel. So we're here to really offer just another avenue or another area where you can get the support you need in bite size. Traveling can be an overwhelming thing for many people, and I've had the experience of having that experience, and it's something that I can appreciate. Having someone to help me navigate through the process. So we have, in this segment coming up, we have, of course, some hot deals that we're going to talk about, and we'll share with you. We can also get some assistance if you so desire. But this week, I want to really, and that's, of course, you go to my travelwishlist.com. That can really, where we're going to be taking you as well. But let me tell you this: I was actually inspired by an article that was posted by UMERADIO about scammers. And as it approached to the Christmas season, not that it doesn't happen throughout the year, but it is known that around this time, scammers, the increase is tremendous. There's a increase in scamming and folks trying to really get your information and hopefully get your money. So when it's real and it's happening, and there was an article that I wanted to share with you from, and it's a CNN Travel, from CNN Travel. That's the article, and quite disturbing. And it's on the article. It says that it's titled "Travel is Back, and so are travel scams." So I'm not sure if you've been scammed. I've been scammed before, and we have different ways that people can scam you. Could be your personal information. All right. It could be your identity, as far as it relates to stuff like your passport, your driver's license, or maybe your house, your home. So different areas that you can be scammed. But this particular article got my attention because it's something we don't hear much about. If you have been, paying attention to the news, it talks about robocallers, and they have this, it's like on speed dial, and they almost harass you. And I think there are laws now where they're trying to they're put in place to where you can help to curtail or stop some of these robocalls. So consumer advocacy organization as such, right? Better Business Bureau are issuing warnings about an increase in incidents involving scammers who often pose as airline tickets agents or brokers on travel agents via telemarketing calls. So of course, the calls is what they really try to get you by, constant calling. So consumer advocacy really is trying to, really trying to give us a heads up on the scammers and what they are trying to do. All right, and it talks about some of their tactics, some of their approaches that they use to do so. So another common tactic that they use, or they call it spoof, right? Is that what they do is that they pretty much try to sell you airline tickets, cheap airfares, to kind of get you interested. People like to save money. They like to, pay less sometimes and get more, and they use that as a decoy.
Hi, Keith.
Yes, how are you?
I would love to just share the article, so that since we referenced that this is a CNN article, just to share a part of the article, and then you can give your commentary so that the viewers can know the difference. Is that okay?
Yes, great idea, great idea. Go right ahead.
So here goes. With more widespread vaccinations and relaxed travel restrictions, many people are making long-awaited vacation plans, but scammers are making plans of their own to separate eager travelers from their money via too-good-to-be-true vacation packages, fake airfares, deals, and other shady schemes. Consumer advocacy organizations such as Better Business Bureau are issuing warnings about an increase in incidents involving scammers who often pose as airline ticket brokers and travel agents via telemarketing calls. Another common tactic is imposter or spoofed websites that mimic legitimate booking platforms for airfare, hotels, or rental cars, but do not deliver the product as promised. These kinds of scams are surging as leisure travel reemerges and are likely to remain a hassle for the near future. According to data from RoboKiller, a spam call and text blocker app, the estimated number of automated unsolicited telemarketing calls or robocalls with a travel focus, for example, promising a free hotel stay or a deeply discounted booking, will grow to a staggering 4.9 billion in the United States in 2021, representing an 80% increase from last year. Scammers do tend to follow what people are doing, because people are susceptible to scams that are believable and relevant to their daily life, says Gila Porter, Vice President of Marketing at Teltech, the mobile communications company that owns RoboKiller. During COVID-19, we saw a lot of PPE and contact tracing scams, because that was what was going on in the world. Now we're seeing travel scams because everyone is getting vaccinated and they want to travel again. Porter says that one recent scamming strategy is using a pre-recorded unauthorized introduction from a well-known travel brand. Delta, Booking.com, and Marriott have been popular choices within the last month as a way to build trust with potential targets. Spam texts promising a free cruise or other vacation deal also are on the rise, with RoboKiller projecting 2.25 billion travel-related messages sent in 2021, a 300% increase from last year. Whatever their form, travel-centric schemes rely on a different type of psychology than other common types of scams, such as a caller demanding your credit card info to correct a problem with your social security number, or that you owe taxes to the IRS, often with the threat of jail time if you do not pay up. The end goal is the same: to get your personal and financial information so that they can then use that however they want. Porter explains. That comes in two different forms. More financial-based scams are using fear, whereas travel scams are more getting people to sign up for offers that are possibly too good to be true. If it's truly a scammer, they're trying to get your credit card information to use it however they'd like. The financial fallout can be disastrous. According to data from the Federal Trade Commission, 26 million was lost to travel, timeshare, and vacation rental fraud from January to March 2021, with a median reported loss of approximately 1,100 per incident.
Wow.
And that is from the website edition.cnn.com.
Wow, that is and thank you so much for that. I appreciate that so much. But it shows you that this thing is real. Now, it's interesting. Have you ever gotten scammed before? You know, and sometimes when you get scammed, you of course you said I'm gonna get scammed again. But I think again it shows you that it's an ongoing thing. And it's important to be aware and alert that you may come in a different form, because you may be scammed in one area and you said, listen, I'm good with that, I won't get scammed again. But a lot of people, like the author says, they're looking to travel again. We are not too long, came out of a lockdown. And, we're now trying to get ourselves back into the group of things, back to some kind of normalcy. But I can see people looking to travel. People love traveling. And of course, there are always deals out there. We hear them on the radio, we see them on TV, and we read them in magazines or books or ads. But at the end of the day, if it sounds too good to be true, you want to double check it, you want to triple check it, you want to really find out, look at the source, because it could cost you so much to have your credit card information stolen. Some people, it impacts them in a very profound financial disastrous way, and you don't want to experience that if you haven't experienced it already. So reader, have you ever gotten scammed before? Have you ever gotten anything that you had to wrestle with because of scam, and how did you address it?
Well, I've never really been scammed, as in it was never successful, but I've definitely been approached. Persons have called my phone, as well as people send me emails. But this is the thing, Keith. And I love that we give information out, but what I've learned is in everything, whoever takes accountability gets their desired result. What does that mean? We have to get to a place where we take accountability for our own actions. Nobody can successfully scam you unless you play a role. Nobody can successfully, right? Nobody can, because the truth of the matter is we love easy. Yeah, we love easy. We want to avoid doing the hard work. We want to avoid paying for things. We want cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want free. There is no such thing in the book Think and Grow Rich.
Nothing's free.
Napoleon Hill said there is no such thing as something for nothing. Free. There is never.
Yeah,
and so
that's true.
We can call it scam, right? That's the word that they put on it. But I think the word is lack of self accountability. If you did not apply for something, why would you expect compensation without anything? You know what I mean? And do not get me wrong, these scammers are good. They study you.
Yeah.
A thief is a thief.
It's interesting, but I really do agree with you. But on the flip side of that as well, we do have people genuinely trying to get information
And I'm
And
not
so they,
saying no.
right.
And
And
that's
so
why
they,
you have the
yeah,
accountability for your information. You have to
exactly.
be the one that do the extra work and
Yeah,
not just shut
exactly.
everybody out. Really decipher who is
Yes,
calling, what are you calling, is this legitimate based on my own information?
exactly. Because some scammers know that they're people who don't necessarily like cheapness. They like regular. And so they approach every different market, every
Yeah,
different
it's like marketing. Thieves
yeah,
market
yeah.
too.
You know,
They
people
tailor
like to
the
spend,
conversation based on
yeah,
who they think you are.
yeah,
And not just that,
exactly.
while you're speaking with them, they're
Yes,
tailoring conversation and sometimes they gaslight you, right? So
yes.
what I'm saying is we have to come to a mindfulness and an awareness of self,
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, you decide. I
Yes,
can
it's
have a
true.
great conversation with you without giving you my details,
Yes.
you know. And I'm not, and also I believe, and this is just my personal belief, right, that we sometimes, based on our energy, based on our mindset, based on our environment, based on our belief systems, find ourselves in circumstances that we needed to get into to learn.
That's true too. Yes, very, very much
Because
so.
yeah, you see, the thing is, nothing can entice you if it wasn't already inside you,
Hmm.
if it wasn't already a desire. So we sometimes have to check our frequencies, Keith. We have to
Yes,
check
indeed,
check our
indeed, indeed.
frequencies when people are coming to us, because scamming. This is what I remember yesterday. I was just sitting to myself thinking, everyone is manipulating everyone.
Hmm. In
I am
some way, right?
manipulating you to have my way. You're manipulating
Hmm.
me to have your way. It's just different degrees and whether or not it's acceptable to us.
Yeah, it's true.
Everyone is trying to have their way. I'm not
Exactly.
saying people who seek to scam is wrong. I'm just saying people who we have people who seek to hurt, and it
Yeah.
comes in different forms, and this is just one of them. The overall
Hmm.
thing is to be in mindfulness in everything you do. And as you
Yes.
travel, there are so many things to think about. Like last week when you spoke about the travel guidelines and having the information, having your
Yes.
extra money, having it's important,
Just being prepared. Yeah. Oh, I mean, you're really in some very very key points, because a lot of time we do attract what we what we
Who
are,
we are. There you go.
and I think that again, awareness. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think that there was a time when they really pushed a lot on this, trying to shred your mails and so on and so on. Imagine that you have, don't throw out the garbage
Yeah.
like that, and having to really look at how you decipher your information, who you give it out to. Uh,
Yes.
because I mean,
And
there's so many.
build
Yeah.
healthy relationships. If you're a travel lover,
Hmm.
then my recommendation would be build relationships with professionals in that industry. So for
Exactly.
example, if something happens and you get a call, you can call up someone and say, hey, are you hearing about this? Is this true? Have you
Yes.
heard about it? And this is just me personally, right? If I don't know you and I'm not expecting a call from you,
Mhm.
I'm not going to be on the phone very long with you. That's just me
Let's
personally.
get to the point. Why are we
Yeah,
calling? What's it about? Okay.
yes, that's just me personally. Like, you're not
I
going
hear
to be
you.
having me going. It's just not going to
Uh,
happen.
listen, listen. I've got so many of those calls. I mean, this robocall thing is really was so bad that
Yeah.
they had to develop a whole organization to curtail that thing. I think they had people's phone and speed dial, man. And it's going.
Wow.
I mean, when something's hitting the news, it's bad. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
It's a
sure
real
many people
issue.
might
Clearly, it's
listen.
affecting a number of people. So it's not a one person.
Yes.
It's not that you're doing something personally, like it's your
Hmm.
fault, so to speak. But
Yes.
we don't. There's a quote I heard one day. I'm kind of paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly the exact way,
Hmm.
where it said something to the effect of, "You don't make yourself a victim, but
Hmm.
you are accountable to overcome victimhood. You're
Yes.
accountable for getting yourself out of it." Right.
Hmm.
So this is not a matter of blaming. It's not your fault. When something
Yes.
happens, as a matter of fact, for me, when something bad
Hmm.
happens to me, I check my levels because I'm like, okay, I attracted this. Now, God, help me understand how I attracted it.
Wow,
And
enough to avert it.
if
Wow, I
so,
like that.
how do I address it? And is there a lesson that was there an intended lesson? Because, you know, I was saying this to somebody yesterday. Sometimes, and in my life, I've learned this because I'm somebody who, when you have a certain background growing up, you like to prevent. There's certain pains I just like to prevent because I feel sometimes like, okay, there are these acceptable pains that I've accepted. I've accepted that this is what life is. I'm going to go with it. So these two things are my baselines, and I'm going to try to ensure that these two things don't happen. It's just my baseline, right?
Wow.
And I talk to God about it, and I say, it's okay. I don't have that, but it's okay. I don't have that, but it's okay. But God, I'm asking for these little baselines, these two baselines. I mean, like my home, having healthy foods in my refrigerator and my pantry stock. Like those are two of the things that I said, okay, God, it's not a basic need situation. This is just my baseline situation. I like these baselines so that I can be well, right?
Well, you know, the good book says we should be content in whatever state we find ourselves
in. There you go,
so,
and that's the agreement I'm making with him. So I know those baselines are for me, right? Now, what was I saying? I think I lost.
So quickly.
So those are my baselines. So go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. So I really want to jump to Go ahead. I want to jump to the wish list after this. You know, my travel wish list after this, and look at some things. But finish your thought real quick. Yeah.
Okay, but so I was just saying that I have my baseline, and so when something happens to me, sorry, I was gonna say, and so sometimes if I feel like those baselines are being threatened, I become frightful.
Yes.
I become antsy. I become anxious, right?
Yeah.
And what I've learned over time is you cannot expect breakthroughs while preventing your breakdowns. Why am I saying that?
It comes together.
Yeah, there's some things that's going to elude you. There's something you're going to do your best. You will do your best. And there's some breakdowns that are going to happen anyway. When you've done your best, have faith.
Yeah.
Trust. And that's how I do it. So if something bad happens or something quote unquote bad happens to me, right? Or it's something that someone would think, oh, that's a bad thing. I don't necessarily see that. As a matter of fact, in my life now, I don't see bad or good anymore.
Interesting.
I don't believe in those terms anymore. So when something happens to me, I say, okay, where's the lesson? Let me search this. Let me explore this. Lesson. Where's it? Where's lesson? Where's lesson?
Wow. There's always a lesson.
Because I know yeah, and not just because there's always a lesson, but because I know the agreement I've made with my creator. I told him my baselines. So if I tell him my baselines and my baseline gets impacted, he must be speaking to me.
There you go.
Wow. But I always ensure that I do my best first, because if I didn't do my best, then I can't expect anybody else to do anything.
Hey,
so the first I do my best, and then I have faith the rest.
Profoundly put. Folks, you listen to Travel Pulse here with Keith. And of course, you know, we always look to empower and just kind of disseminate information you think might be helpful to your life and to your situation. So folks, again, we talk about legitimacy. We're talking about you know, real people, a real company, real things, real help. If you find it, you can definitely go to mytravelwishlist.com. So mytravelwishlist.com. Of course, again, we can get a lot of information there, folks, to ease the travel. We definitely will give you more than you can. We aim to exceed your expectations. That's what we do here.
But meeting you where you are, because we can't give you we can't fulfill a dream that you're not willing to sacrifice for, or you're not willing to do the work for, or you're not. And this again, Keith,
exactly.
Sometimes we don't read the information. And just to give a little information about mytravelwishlist.com, don't expect us to be calling you. We have a website, and that's where you go. We're web-based.
Yes.
Right?
They work with you. Go to the website. Yes.
Of course, but we don't start working with you unless you've gone through the website, completed our forms indicating an interest, and then we reach out to you to explore more, to learn what your goals are for travel. And that's when we decide whether or not we should provide personal assistance to you, or just send you directly to our booking engine where you can help yourself, right? So you don't have to worry about scamming or anything like that, because you can book it yourself.
Exactly. And this is a secured site as well, secured site.
Right. So, and we have partnership with all the major, as you can see on our website, all the major flights and stuff. And you also get a chance to check it out yourself.
There you go.
You get a chance to,
I mean, it'd be a fun
don't
experience.
be afraid to explore.
It'd be a fun experience. So that's the idea. So
with Access Travel Deals, book your flights and cruises, booking hotel and vacation rentals, and also processing travel documents and things like that. So you can check it out, see what's available. It's really just providing support to you to help you achieve your travel goals. That's what it's about. And I don't know if we have time. Do we have time for any of to share any travel deals? Okay, so
we can probably share maybe one or two of them. Maybe share one of the hot ones.
Yeah. Yes. So if you're looking at our screen, if you're on radio, if you're listening to this on radio, please go to mytravelwishlist.com and you'll get all the information concerning what we are talking about. So here we go. Okay, so the first hot deal, we have the Black Friday 70% off.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's coming up. So just leave my computer a minute. So don't miss Norwegian's best sale ever, 70% off second guest. Plus get 7 free offers from Norwegian. And it says Norwegian Cruise Line is the innovator in cruise travel with a 54-year history of breaking the boundaries of traditional cruising, inviting guests to enjoy a relaxed resort-style cruise vacation on some of the newest and most contemporary ships at sea. Norwegian Cruise Line sails around the globe, offering guests the freedom and flexibility to explore the world on their own time and experience a multitude of dining options, award-winning entertainment, superior guest service, and more across all of the brand's 17 ships. Oh God, I'm manifesting.
I want to go.
Don't miss Norwegian's greatest sale ever. Limited time booking only through December 9th. Offer details, get 70% off second guest, and take all 7 free offers: open bar, specialty dining, excursions, Wi-Fi, extra guests, third and fourth, airfare for second guests, and $250. There's so much. Please go to the website, mytravelwishlist.com. And this is it, right? If you are a travel lover or you're looking to travel and you don't know where the deals are, or you need information on deals, you may come to our website and you may not see all the deals or see a deal that is good for you. Reach out to us. Complete the customer form. It's on our homepage. Just go to the homepage and click on the customer form. Submit that form and make sure, again, pay attention details, people, please. Some people submit forms and they do not complete the entire form, but they're expecting that we're going to be able to provide the information. No, let's save our time and your time. If you really are interested, because we're really only going to be focusing on people who we believe are really interested, people who complete the entire form. If you didn't complete, and this is the thing with scams, right, Keith? Because scams go both ways.
Yes.
It's not just a customer buying that scams. Both ways.
That's true.
Recently experienced that in my business, where you have customers scam your work. They have your work and then don't want to pay you. That is scamming. It is scamming, right? So both ways. So those of you who are listening, if you complete this form, the customer information form, but you did not complete the entire form with the information that's needed for us to help you, we will not be contacting you. Because we don't want to waste your time and we don't want to waste our time. So please take your time.
Work with you.
Yes, complete the form so that we can do the research on your behalf to get you accurate, correct information. Okay. So that's the information for now. And if there are any questions, then let us know.
Yes. I think this is really a fun week. I'm sure as we progress, we'll be giving you more and more hot deals. I mean, this one is phenomenal. I'm thinking now, I'm dreaming about next year. I really am.
Oh my gosh,
dreaming. So folks, again, as you can see, please like, subscribe, share. This is Travel Boss with Keith, and so glad to have our amazing I would say
DJ.
DJ, just multi, just all in one. Amazing DJ here tonight, this morning, excuse me, to help bring this information to you. We thank you for being
and
awesome.
and before you go, Keith,
yes,
her name is Gloria Miller. Thank you, Gloria, for submitting this information.
Yes, thank you.
Funding white education, wealth mindset, news headlines, travel, get fit, and more is terribly racist. I think it says travel. Let me check this. That must be, it should have said funding Black education. Well, thank you for your feedback. Why do you say it's racist? Could you explain? You do have.
I would like to hear.
Yeah, because
what is it? It's a mistype, or what is she? Whatever. We want to be clear on that.
Right. It says funding Black education. That's what it says. Just to correct you, the headline, the YouTube video title is funding Black education, wealth mindset, news headlines, travel, get fit, and more. So she's saying it's terribly racist. I'm not quite sure why you think it's racist, but thank you for your feedback. I do believe that we have the right to have focal points. I do believe that we have the right to have, what do you call that, Keith, when you zoom in on preference?
Yeah.
What do you call it? What's the word? What's the correct term?
Could be it's freedom of expression in that sense.
Right, freedom of expression, but that's not what the word I'm trying to find is targeted conversations.
Yes.
Targeted conversations, targeted projects, a project that's targeting a particular community, targeted research, targeted information, right? And focal points. It's okay to have focal points, I believe, Gloria. I don't know what you think about that, but I really thank you for sharing your comments anyway. But I do believe that it should be okay to have targeted and purpose-driven projects. And UMERadio is certainly not racist. We embrace all cultures, right? However, our primary target for our content is Black empowerment. Is our community, because we are from that community, right? We are Black people, and we are intentional about educating our people. But from time to time, we have different people on our platform because there is no empowerment of one community without the inclusion and consideration of others.
Yes, and if you dig deeper, you'll find it there as well. So
yes, it's there.
Maybe
we have different people who come on here. It's just that our mission, our goal, our target group, and we have primary, secondary, and tertiary groups, right? So this is just our focal point. So our focal point is Black empowerment. That's our focal point.
It's like
I don't think by virtue of what racism is, because racism is a system, it's not a person, right? Yes. And by virtue of what racism is, that is not what we're doing. We do not bash other cultures. As a matter of fact, we're more inclusive of other cultures. And please, Gloria, please subscribe and follow us so you can see all the breadth of what we do and not just limit your understanding to just this one show. But if you listen throughout the show, I hope that if you listen throughout the program, that you'll see that we're not bashing another culture. We are just focusing on ours.
Yes, and we do welcome guests. And,
yes, and, thank you though.
So different ideas to be guests on our shows as well. So we open for those kind of things as well. I mean, in this country that we call USA, we're called Black colleges, right? In the United States, where mostly there are Black students there. It doesn't mean that it's only going to allow only Blacks to go there, but it's predominantly Blacks for a particular reason. So again, thank you for sharing, and DJ Kelly, thank you for your
pleasure.
Your insightful and your thoughts on that.
Yes.
So, folks, again, yes, we have come to an end of for another show, Travel Boss with Keith. And thank you for watching and looking forward to have you next week again. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. We love you and just stay blessed. And like I said, watch out for scammers this year. Keep your eyes open, guard information, and stay safe. God
and
bless.
more importantly, keep eye open on the inside. Not so much focused on other people, but focus on what you are doing, because oftentimes when we say stay on guard, we're staying on guard on other people. And, or, you know, when you're guarding your neighbor's house, what happens to yours? You're left vulnerable.
So be very comprehensive in your watch.
Yes.
All right.
Check self and others, not just others.
Exactly. I love it.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you. And again, for being a part of this show, and you stay blessed, and see you next time on Travel Boss.
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. The views and opinions expressed in this video and on UME Radio YouTube channel are those of the host and or the guests and do not necessarily reflect the opinion of UME Radio YouTube channel.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell. International.